Hi guys, welcome to Connects You Week 12, and the topic for the week is citing sources, which is another aspect of digital citizenship. So last week we learned about plagiarism and what that is, and citing sources is a good way to make sure that you are not flagged for plagiarism. Your weekly objective, we hope that by the end of the week you can say, I can use the Explore feature in Google Docs or Google Slides to research a topic, add an image, and properly cite text and images. So think about it. When you see a post that you really like on Twitter, Instagram, or another social media platform, how do you go about reposting? Do you give credit where credit is due? So this is something that you guys need to be thinking about in your daily life. It's not just working in school that you can get charged with plagiarism or copyright infringement. You have to know that you have to properly give credit to people on the internet. So one way to do that, I know if I'm on Instagram and I like something, I do what's called reposting it. And that's that little symbol in the bottom left there, which was made bigger there. So if you see that, you get a repost app, and then that gives credit to the actual handle that posted that for the first time. So that's a good way to give some credit. Another way that you might see people give credit would be to actually tag things. So this is an example of somebody on their wedding day, and they're tagging the actual image. They're not using a hashtag. They're tagging that specific person. So the photographer and the flowers and the dress, they're tagging everybody in that image. And then not only that, you have to go into your comment and put down here their handle. So again, it's not a hashtag. You need to use the @ whoever you're using that image and who was part of it. So these are just some simple ways to make sure that on the internet, whenever you're on social media, you're properly giving credit. And then we're just going to make sure this week's all about kind of how to make it as easy as possible for you when you're working in school. And to do that, I think the Google Explore feature is probably the best way to do so. So it's available in Google Docs. So when you open up a Google Doc, it's in that bottom right, and that little symbol there, if you've never clicked on it, it's pretty incredible, and it can really, really help with your research. It's also available in Google Slides. So again, it's in that bottom right. It looks a little bit different in Google Slides. It has different features in Slides and Docs. Docs is more for research, and Slides is going to be more for different templates for you. So how it works, it explores and Explore reads the content that you've typed on the page and suggests things to add to it. So you could type a paragraph about the Civil War, and then if you click on that, it's going to suggest different topics that might help you narrow your research and look more in depth. It's also going to suggest images that are already labeled for commercial reuse. So these are images that you are allowed to use and that you cannot break copyright law for doing. And it's also going to suggest different research about what you're discussing. If you choose to use that specific research, it can so easily add a footnote citation into your document. You don't have to go outside to kind of figure out APA or MLA or whatever you're doing. You can just hit the plus sign and it goes right in. And then in Google Slides, it suggests different slide designs, which can really help you for some of your courses that you're expected to make good Google Slides presentations and professional looking. This is a nice way to get some ideas. So how to use Google Explore. We're just going to real quickly go into the document and take a look for ourselves. So I started typing this Google Docs report on Abraham Lincoln, and all I have written here is that Abraham Lincoln was the 16th president of the United States. So if I scroll down, I have access to this Explore feature in the bottom right. So when I open that up, all it's doing right now is reading my document. And you can see that the topic, I've only have one sentence written, so it's pretty obvious my topic is Abraham Lincoln. But it's also going to suggest images. So again, these are all labeled for commercial reuse. I can go ahead and add any one of these. I can just hit that plus sign and it's going to go right in. The good thing about this too is you don't have to worry about citing the image, because if you click on the image, it's already cited for you right here. So this is why it's better to use this instead of going to Google and copying and pasting it in, is because this is actually putting in there for you the actual image, the web address, which is how you would cite this image properly. So you could do that. Another thing, so say I looked into, so history.com would be a pretty good one. So if I clicked into history.com, it's going to open in an outside thing. Again, you have to still do some research. It's going to keep your document open and you jump out to something else. So he's elected 16th president, becoming the first Republican to win the presidency. Okay, so that's a pretty good piece of information. So what I'm going to do is, and that's not common knowledge, so I need to cite that. So I'm going to go up here and this made him the first Republican elected. Okay. So then I need to cite that. So what I would do is I got this information from this one right here. So if I hit plus, it's going to see how I put that little 1 here. And then at the bottom of my page, where to go? Sorry, I missed it. There it is. So it gives me this footnote already. So it's telling me exactly what website I found it and when it was accessed on November 7th, 2018. So this is a nice way to make sure you're giving credit where credit is due. And then it also is just a nice jumping off point. If you're kind of stuck in your research and you're looking for good websites, this is going to give you more historically accurate websites to look at instead of always just Wikipedia. So I definitely recommend using that Google Docs, the Explore feature. And then again, whenever you go into, let me go here. Whenever you are in Google Docs, or excuse me, Google Slides, and you hit here, so let's go to this one, which was kind of a little easier to explore. If I hit the Explore feature in Google Slides, it's going to give me all sorts of different features that I could, different templates that I could try to use to clean it up a little bit. So I made the one that's currently in there. Oh, but that one's pretty neat. I like that. So all these are is different things that would make your project and presentation be a little cleaner. So if I like that, then all you do is X out of it and it's going to keep that one. Okay, so it's really important that you try to learn how to use Google Explorer. It's such an easy feature that can really, really help you with your research.